For me, it is about the law and people.
That is not a legal defense, let me tell you.
And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found a solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Marcia Hayes is suing Crystal Mino in the amount of $2,125. Ms. Hayes claims Ms. Mino ruined her hair by putting depilatory cream in her conditioner, and she wants the defendant to pay reimbursement costs for a new wig. Ms. Mino claims she never put depilatory cream in the plaintiff's conditioner, but she did put it in her own bottle because she believed the plaintiff was stealing her hair products and she wanted to teach her a lesson.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Cristina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Ms. Hayes, you are suing the defendant for over $2,000.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Why is that?
Well, basically the backstory, I first met Crystal about 5 years ago. We became fast friends. We were baristas together at Starbucks. And eventually, within those 5 years of knowing each other, almost two of those years we spent as roommates. And it all kind of started over a bottle of conditioner. Basically, what happened is I have curly hair naturally, so my hair can tend to get a little coarse, and she recommended this conditioner that she's found to be really beneficial to her hair. The struggles of doing your hair on a regular basis, it can get dry. So she recommended kind of a hair mask sort of conditioner and said that I should try it out. And so I did, and since I did end up loving it after trying it, I suggested that after a while I would get my own conditioner and that we could kind of trade off. When you run out of conditioner, go ahead and feel free to use mine, vice versa. I felt like it wasn't a big deal, that we were good friends. We were best friends, in my opinion, and basically...
So you made up the rule, hey, I love your conditioner, let me use it, and when I'm done with it, you buy the next bottle, I buy the next bottle.
Yeah, it was a mutual agreement of, oh, if you love it so much,
that's
great.
Was it really mutual?
It was mutual, assuming that we would use equal amounts. But I could easily make a bottle last 3 months on my own, and with her using it, it would go by in 1 month.
Well, that was part of the mutual agreement in the beginning, is I have a lot of hair.
But why would she agree to that if you used it more than her? And why not just buy your own, period, and put it aside?
Well, I did. So I used hers to just try it out. And after
did you use
that
all
point,
of it?
No. Just, I tried it out. I wanted to make sure I would like it first, and she suggested it. This was all her idea. She approached me about it. Hey, you should try this hair conditioner out.
Okay, I got that. But then, so you used it, and then you're the one who came up with a plan, let's share conditioners?
Yeah, we both decided mutually that we could trade off. When you run out, I'll get the next bottle, vice versa. So basically,
Did you complain, Miss Mino, after a while that you were buying more conditioner than you had to?
Yes, I've confronted her multiple times, and she would say that she had stopped using mine, but it would still run out at the same amount. So it was pretty obvious that she was using my conditioner still.
Okay. That never happened, actually. She never did confront me about it. We had a mutual agreement, and eventually after... So we went
sounded
through...
like it was a one-sided mutual agreement.
Thank you.
Okay. No. We went through the bottle after 1 month, and then I bought the next bottle. And from that point, then we had our own bottles. This wasn't like an ongoing sharing conditioner for years on end.
Okay, now it's changing. Okay, all right. So then what happened?
I'm sorry, I didn't communicate that clearly.
No, okay, so then what happened? Why are we here suing for
So I had my own
$2,100?
bottle, and we decided in the shower, this is how we set up our things. My conditioner was on the left-hand side always, and her conditioner was on the right-hand side of the shower. So I went to use it one day, and doing my normal regimen, so having curly hair, I usually go at the base of the back of my hair and put it through the ends. And I noticed after 3 minutes, because I usually treat it kind of like a deep conditioning, I have to, my hair started coming out in clumps, in huge clumps in the back of my head. Naturally, I freak out, I'm hysterical, and I confronted her about this, and she admitted to doing it. And from that point on, I felt really uncomfortable being
what?
roommates with her. Had the cream gone into my eyes, being that it is hair removal cream, I could have had chemical burns from it if it was on too long. I have really sensitive skin, and I'm actually on Retin-A
Have you
for acne.
like looked any of this up?
Yeah, actually I have.
Because I
went to
put
the
a
doctor.
really small amount in our conditioner.
No.
Really
Okay,
small.
why don't you tell me what's happening?
I
Ms.
have
Mino?
what I can show you.
Go ahead, Ms. Mino. Tell me what happened.
Well, I don't really remember any sort of left-right thing. I've been marking my bottle ever since. In any time that we've had 2 bottles at the same time, I've marked mine to make sure that I'm using my own conditioner. And I put mine where I usually put mine, not caring, and I put a little bit of depilatory cream in it, just to see, you know, because I had been asking her, and she repeatedly told me she wasn't doing it, but I was repeatedly buying the bottles once a month.
Your Honor, was
So they were still being, your conditioner was still being used?
Yes.
Yeah.
And more than you...
More than I would
normal.
usually use.
I object to that. I had my own conditioner.
Can you let her finish, please? So you saw this after more than just 2 months. As she says, it was very clean. It was just 2 months. But so how many months had passed by?
Well, we've been doing it sort of on and off for like almost 2 years, basically. But I had asked her again and again, and I just got tired of it.
Coming up on Justice for All.
She put depilatory cream in my conditioner.
Did she try to kill you?
I could have gone blind from this.
Oh, please,
I put it
Hayes,
in my
this is not acting today. Please, you could not have gone blind. You could not have gone blind.
And later.
I thought he would support me, and he didn't. He completely blew up and called off the wedding. When I loved him, I just wanted to postpone it.
Closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Marcia Hayes, who is suing Crystal Mino for personal injury.
I understand that you moved out from the apartment and you're suing for 2 months of rent. Why were you suing for 2 months of rent if you left the apartment and didn't have to pay rent?
Because I felt
even though you had a lease that you had 2 months to go.
Yeah, I left 2 months early. I felt unsafe because here I am thinking this is my friend.
And the lease that I have, you both co-signed the lease, so you were responsible for those last 2 months. Why didn't you pay for those 2 months?
So after that happened, my hair falls out in clumps, and I was actually working. I'm a working actress and performer, and I was in Legally Blonde at the time as Elle Woods. So because my hair came out in clumps, he said, she said about the conditioner, why do you have to go to that extreme length? She knows that I'm a performer, and I lost the job.
Can you please explain to me, you are suing her for rent?
Yeah.
For $2,000, $2,125, right?
So for me, it's a morality also because I had to go and buy.
Morality? When you're suing somebody's conditioner? Let's not talk about morality when you're suing somebody's conditioner.
I'm an actress, and this is my livelihood, and my appearance was greatly changed.
Let's talk about the rent. You are suing her for $2,125.
Right.
For rent.
Right.
Not rent.
Right. So I had to find somewhere else to live, which was an inconvenience. I had to pay for a place that I wasn't living in. Because I felt unsafe. She put depilatory cream in my conditioner.
Did she try to kill you?
I could have gone blind from this.
Oh, please,
I put it
Hayes,
in my
this is not acting today. Please, you could not have gone blind. You could not have gone blind.
No, part of being an actor is being a real person, and that's what I'm doing.
Why did you break your lease?
I just told you, because I felt unsafe after, like, what happened.
Okay.
I didn't know what else she was capable of. Also...
So why is it $2,125?
Because I'm trying to explain as well, if I can get to that.
But you're not explaining, and it's driving me crazy.
I had to buy a wig. My hair came out in huge, massive clumps. I lost about half of my hair.
Massive is
I have
huge
evidence to show you if you'd like to see it.
Let me see your evidence quickly and summarize the $2,125.
Right, the $325 for the wig I had to buy in hopes of keeping my job playing Elle Woods in that musical, which I ended up losing because they didn't want me being wigged.
Almost all musicals use wigs. What production was this?
You ain't even in performing arts at all, so just like...
Miss Hayes, can you just calm down, please?
I got a degree in this. I know what I'm talking about. Because it's ridiculous.
Seriously, listen, I don't know how you live or how you're raised, but do not act like a 2-year-old child in my courtroom. Do you understand?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is serious business for me. We can all laugh, make it light, but at the same time, please, have some manners. Okay, so you had to spend $325 for a wig.
Right.
Okay,
and then the 2 months of rent, so each month was $900.
She should be suing you for rent, not you suing her for rent.
She got a replacement.
No, but you broke your lease.
Right, but
you broke your lease.
Had she been out that money, I paid it.
Therefore, you were legally obligated to continue paying rent, and you didn't. The rent I'm denying, Ms. Mino, how much do you think over the 2 years all the conditioner that she used of yours was worth?
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Estimated guess.
I'm thinking probably $500.
$500?
Yeah, over 2 years.
Is it that expensive, this conditioner?
It's $40 a bottle, yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
So if we're going to be fair and technical, you technically owe her money. Because I can deduct the $325 from the $500, and you would technically pay her money. So it's a wash.
However, our verbal agreement was that we would trade off for a time, which we did trade off. I would buy the conditioner, then she would use some of it. She would buy conditioner, then I would use some of it.
Okay, so let's say that was half, $250.
And then I was using my own from that point on. I did not continue to use her conditioner.
Then why was mine vanishing at still a bottle a month? Why? I'm not using that much.
I'm not sure, but I was not taking it.
There's no other explanation.
I had my own conditioner. I have the receipts on my cell phone, on my bank statement, that I was buying my own conditioner. So ultimately...
Do I have any of those receipts here?
Unfortunately,
I just have pictures of you, and I have
I didn't think I'd have to preach my case that far.
Oh, okay.
I lost a considerable amount of hair.
Nobody noticed it. You were the only one who noticed it.
I did lose my job over it, and I couldn't get other jobs over it.
It's a wash. Good luck, girls.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
You ruined my hair, and you could have really hurt me. Best of luck keeping all your lies straight.
I didn't get away with anything. You heard the judge. It's a wash.
Coming up on Justice for All.
I thought he would support me, and he didn't. He completely blew up and called off the wedding. When I loved him, I just wanted to postpone it.
Closed captioning provided by... You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Karen Rivers is suing Tyler Olson in the amount of $1,000. Ms. Rivers claims Mr. Olson called off their wedding after she asked to postpone the ceremony, and she wants to be repaid for half of the arrangements. Mr. Olson claims Ms. Rivers had more than just cold feet and ended the relationship after he found out she'd been talking to her ex. He says he doesn't owe her anything.
Ms. Rivers, you are suing Mr. Olson for $1,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I understand that both of you were previously engaged to be married.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And the bill comes from a down payment to the location of where you were going to get married?
Yes, the Bell Tower in Houston.
Okay. And you don't want to pay for half of it?
This is really difficult for me to be here, especially since I was in so love with Karen. After proposing to her, once I graduated business school, she actually had 1 year left of college to go to nursing. Now, once she graduated from nursing school, we were going to be married. And we had this plan out. She's a real go-getter. We're both really forward-looking people. We plan out our life. And that's really what attracted me to Karen. I love her because of the way that our minds really work together. Now, after a while, I got a job in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, moving out there, it's a little bit of a long distance because she had to stay in Houston.
So during that time, while we were apart, we decided that it would be easier to plan our wedding, to kind of like...
Where were you going to live?
Well, our arrangement was we were going to be married in Houston because that's where all of our family, friends were. But she, after nursing school, was going to look for a job in Memphis, Tennessee with me.
To be with him.
All right, so then what happened?
Your Honor, on one occasion, I think in September of last year, when I showed up, she told me out of the blue that she had already made arrangements to push the engagement, the marriage, back a year to next Memorial Day. Now, this was completely behind my back. This was very much a change of character for her. I had no clue where this was coming from. And so I asked her about school. Maybe there was another guy. Why I started getting...
Okay, but before you go on, the down payment that you made, Ms. Rivers, for your wedding was done for the original date that you were supposed to get married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have the receipt.
That's why we're here. We're suing for that down payment of that original. When were you supposed to originally be married?
May 29th at the Bell Tower.
And right after you graduated?
Right after I graduated.
So then you decided to push it a year back?
Yeah, so...
without consulting with him?
Right.
Coming up.
I thought he would support me, and he didn't. He completely blew up and called off the wedding. When I loved him, I just wanted to postpone it.
Closed captioning provided by... You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Karen Rivers, who is suing Tyler Olson for breach of contract.
So when she made the down payment in the hotel in Houston, did you agree to get married at that location?
Yes, I was all for it.
Okay, and did you agree to pay half of the location fee, the down payment?
Is where I think there was some miscommunication. Your Honor, I was under the assumption that because I was going to be working for a year and earning money, she was going to be paying for the down payments, and I was going to pay for everything else, more than half the amount. But she was going to have to pay for the down payments because I couldn't pay out of pocket.
Did you guys have that in writing?
I was under the impression that we would split the wedding 50-50. I opened a credit card specifically for wedding purposes. I was still in school at the time. I had a lot of student loans. Everything started piling up, and I realized that I needed another year. I needed a year to make money. I needed time to plan our wedding together. And so when he came into town, I told him that I wanted to tell him face to face. I admit I should have called him before I called the Bell Tower, but I wanted to make sure they had the availability the next year, which they did. They said no problem. So when I saw him, I told him I didn't think that, I thought he would understand. He always understood I supported him. When he moved, I thought he would support me, and he didn't. He completely blew up and called off the wedding. When I loved him, I just wanted to postpone it.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. Promotional consideration provided by...
When she put the down payment down, you agreed to get married.
Correct.
Right? And you agreed to share expenses.
That is correct.
So I see no reason why you shouldn't reimburse her $1,000 for the down payment.
Well, Your Honor, I don't think
it's a 50-50 thing. You know, marriage is a 50-50 thing, and you guys decided, you had the agreement while it was not written, that you're going to share all costs of the wedding.
But she also went back on our original agreement.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with this original agreement. That's something between you two that you need to figure out. And if you broke off the engagement for whatever reason, you know, it makes me sad because you're not together, but quite honestly, that's a bit irrelevant. And I don't mean to sound cold, but if we're looking at this just as an agreement, it's a 50-50 thing. You guys agree to share all expenses of a wedding. And I believe that you were going to pay her back, just like you were going to share in every single other expense, okay? So based on that, you owe her $1,000. Good luck.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,000.
The judge saw this case for what it was. You can't weasel your way out of a commitment.
A relationship is a two-way street, Karen. I just wish you would have been more honest with me about the wedding arrangements.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.